Hi everyone, I'm Brad Budd and this is MBOT TV. So here's the stories that we covered this week. COVID-19 continues to dominate the news. Canada approves the trade deal with the United States and Mexico. Tourism Mississauga is recruiting new board members. Welcome to MBOT TV, a weekly recap of what happened in business at the Mississauga Board of Trade and around the city of Mississauga. Let's dive in. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to be the most important story affecting people all across the world and here at home. Canada is seeing the economic and business effects with virtually no sector of the economy immune. On Monday, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau addressed the nation on the evolving COVID-19 pandemic. Last week, the Government of Canada announced it would waive the one-week waiting period for claiming employment insurance benefits and a $10 billion COVID-19 response fund to assist with financial and other compensation matters. This comprehensive approach includes measures already underway to respond to the outbreak, as well as new investments to limit the spread of the virus in Canada and prepare for its possible broader impacts on our people, our economy, and our small businesses. The Prime Minister announced that Canada has closed its borders to non-Canadian citizens and permanent residents and severely restricted travel. It has also restricted international flight arrivals to airports in Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver airports. The new measures will not apply to commerce or trade arrangements, allowing businesses to continue a relatively free flow of goods. If you want to stay up to date on current issues affecting business leaders, tune in to Your Business on Sauga 960 AM, Fridays at 11 a.m. A one-hour business show with industry experts on everything from motivating your employees to boosting your bottom line. This Friday, join David Wojcik and his guests, including an update on the impact of COVID-19 on business. You can also listen online at www.sauga960am.ca. The Government of Ontario intends to table legislation that, if passed, would immediately provide job-protected leave to employees in isolation or quarantine due to COVID-19, or those who need to be away from work to care for children because of school or daycare closures. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said, and I quote, "While everyone's concerns about their health and safety is top of mind, the last thing we need is anyone worrying about job security as the COVID-19 situation evolves. That's why I directed the Minister of Labour, Training and Skills Development to draft legislation that will protect workers and their families during this difficult period." The proposed legislation would, if passed, provide job protection for employees unable to work for any of the following reasons. The employee is under medical investigation, supervision, or treatment for COVID-19. The employee is acting in accordance with an order under the Health Protection and Promotion Act. The employee is in isolation or quarantine. The employee is acting in accordance with public health information or direction. The employer directs the employee not to come to work. The employee needs to provide care to a person for a reason related to COVID-19, such as a school or daycare closure. The proposed legislation would also make it clear that an employee will not be required to provide medical note if they take the leave. The measures would be retroactive to January 25th of this year, the date that the first presumptive COVID-19 case was confirmed here in Ontario. And instead of tabling a full provincial budget that was scheduled for March the 25th, Ontario Finance Minister Rod Phillips will be releasing a fiscal and economic update instead. The Mississauga Board of Trade has written a letter to Mayor Bonnie Crombie asking that the City of Mississauga allow flexibility for businesses to be able to pay their commercial property taxes this year without penalty if they require more time. The letter reads in part, and I quote, "The City of Mississauga is in a position to help businesses by waiving late payments and charges for property tax payments, and working with business on payment plans that will fit their needs." The Mississauga Board of Trade would request that the City of Mississauga formalize a tax payment deferral program for businesses immediately, end quote. Peel Region has fewer than 25 cases so far, and the risk continues to be very low. For the most up-to-date information on COVID-19, go to the Region of Peel Public Health website at www.peelregion.ca. On behalf of the Mississauga Board of Trade, we'd like to thank the many public health workers, government officials, medical personnel for their work keeping us healthy and safe. Just before adjourning until April 20th, the House of Commons and the Senate of Canada approved the bill that will implement the Canada-US-Mexico Free Trade Agreement. The Governor-General of Canada has now granted royal assent to the bill. Now that all three countries are parties to the agreement, they have all now ratified, meaning the new treaty will be in force and in effect very soon. After approving the establishment of a new tourism corporation, the City of Mississauga is recruiting people to serve on its inaugural Board of Directors of Tourism Mississauga. This new agency will have a 14-member board, of which 12 members will be stakeholders in the tourism sector. The corporation will be funded with 50% of the municipal accommodation tax that is collected from a 4% charge on overnight hotel stays in Mississauga. It is expected to raise over $5 million per year that Tourism Mississauga can use to fund events and infrastructure to support tourism in our city. To apply for a board position, please go to the website that you see listed here on your screen. The Mississauga Board of Trade is suspending events at this time and until at least till mid-April in response to the COVID-19 situation. Members will be notified of future events when they have been rescheduled. Details about these stories and events are always available on our website at www.mbot.com. Until next week, this is Brad Butt wishing you continued success in your business and hoping that you and your employees stay healthy and safe.